Okie dokie. What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to tonight's Live. You know who it is, Jay Birch, the messenger, aka that dude. Hope everybody is doing well. So we are just giving a few moments here, trying out something a little different on tonight. I'm actually on some NOS tonight. So depending on when y'all catch this video, just know I'm giving it to you live tonight, baby. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Today is September the 1st. September the 1st. You're also welcome into September. I mean, what's some significance with September? Take a look. All right. So as we slowly start to add people in, you guys feel free. We are going to start the process a little bit tonight, talking about a couple of things, right? So a couple of things. FYI, this is streaming live on YouTube right now. So if you're joining me from the group, you guys are the only ones that actually have this link. So welcome right now to this live September the 1st. So this is not a pre-recorded live. You know, you can do that. Y'all know that, right? As business owners. And as you file in, please, if you have a camera, turn it on. I would really love to see your face. Would really love to see your face. Turn your microphone on, but make sure you mute that. And if you have any questions, we will definitely handle them on tonight. Yeah, I mean? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Typically what happens is we get rolling and people just kind of show up, but that's all good because nonetheless, the beauty of YouTube is the fact that you can come back over and watch this joker anytime you want to. So if you're joining this live tonight or you're watching this video later on in life, and today is not September the 1st when you're watching this video, the title of this is, as it says, right? Hopefully your business has figured this thing out first, what we're going to talk about tonight. And what we're going to talk about is what I understand most businesses have not figured out first. And so we're going to break it down. Who am I? I was about to go, in the next round. But who am I? Right? Well, my name is Jay Birch. I am a business consultant. I am a life insurance producer of 10 years. I am an online digital entrepreneur / digital marketer. So what does that mean? Man, that's just some fancy shit for saying I make money online through different avenues, through different platforms, through different strategies. I also teach others. Hence, this group you guys are in, if you're watching this video from the group. Otherwise, you're watching this video on YouTube. So I won't see you in this live if you're on YouTube, but thanks for nonetheless for showing up. So the problem with most businesses is what they have not figured out, aside from the product or the service that they're looking to promote, is one crucial thing. And what is it? Well, let's get to it. So I like to draw. And as I'm telling you guys these things, right? And as I'm breaking down and I ask you who, and you say, well, Jay, who are you? Why can you teach these things? Why do you know these things? Why should we listen to you? Well, the reality of it is, man, I'm financially free because of the internet. I'm financially free because 20 years ago, when I graduated from Florida Atlantic University, like many people, whenever they graduate, they think, you believe, you've heard that the story of success automatically is dropped on you. In other words, you walk across the stage, you get your degree, Da, 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 da. Listen, you already know what it is. If you have done that and you have walked across the stage or you have been online, however you got your degree, you did it because you believed the story. You believed that that was what was going to bring you success. Interesting thing about this thing called success. So first off, it's self-defined. Okay, so when we talk about self-success, it's self-defined. Okay, so what I mean by that is, you know, a person who wants to achieve something and actually puts in the work. Okay, so let's use, for example, a teacher. If a teacher person says, well, I'm going to be a teacher, and that person goes to school, that person becomes licensed, they've jumped through all of the hoops, they are now an accredited teacher. I think you have to be an accredited teacher, something like that, whatever it's called. But I know you have to get a certain number of hours. I know how that works. And they're a teacher now, whether it be second grade, third grade, middle school, right? And maybe their goal is, I really want to be a principal or a superintendent. That's their goal. But once they accomplish that, that's self-defined success, people. So as we have this discussion on anything that you see related to me, whether we're talking about these strategies tonight as a Black-owned business, or for that matter, any business owner, right? Because I already know how this is going to work, right? It'll be on YouTube. But most people, not all people who are going to come and see this video at some particular point, it is going to be something that can pour into you some form of success. And so that's all we're going to talk about, right? But when we're talking about success, it's defined by you, people. You may not want to be a self-made millionaire, right, like myself, but at the end of the day, if you are able to put yourself in a position where you say, man, I can take 3 trips a year, Jay, because before I can only take 1, that's self-defined success. You understand that? Everybody has different layers of goals, right? So we'll talk later on in another video. If you've caught some other videos that I've done, talk about goal setting. But goal setting is an important thing, but most people don't know how to goal set. So we'll talk about that. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me bring this up a little bit closer. You know, I almost want to, listen, all right, hold on for a minute. Okay, all I'm going to ask is that if you can see this well, put a 1 in the chat, please. If you can see this well, put a 1 in the chat. In fact, I almost feel like, hold on, y'all. I'm still here. Let me see what this does. Does this light work? Does this hinder? Yeah, it's not that great, but hopefully you guys can see. Hopefully you guys can see. All right, so if you are just joining, please put a 1 in the chat if you can see this. I think it's good. All right. So what I want to talk to you guys about on tonight is a business owner, entrepreneur, hustler, baller, gangster, right? Whatever. You know, if you've watched the Master P Chronicles, that was man, No Limit, off the chain. But these represent 2 oceans. Okay, so let's say Ocean A and Ocean B. Well, not oceans. That's better yet. Let's just call these like lakes. So this is Lake A, Lake B. Okay, Lake A, Lake B. All right, now I'm going to use some shark analogies. So clearly that doesn't work in a freshwater environment, but nonetheless, you'll get it. You're smart. All right. So in water A, okay, water A is filled with fish, okay? So in your business, here's what I know you need. You need fish. Now, why do you need fish? What are fish? Well, let's just talk about it, right? Fish in most businesses are customers, right? And now the reason why we need customers is because that's what we're in business to do, right? To sell a product, to sell a service, to promote something that will produce income. Okay, you following me? The problem is, in this water, many people think that they are the only person. Let me use a different marker now. Many business owners, or maybe they don't think, okay, that they're the only one. But this is a horrible drawing, okay, of a rod and reel. Okay, now who's got it? You know, Big Head Willie is on it. And no shout out to, anybody named Willie that's watching this. And I don't really know what that is on his head, but nonetheless, yeah, matter of fact, we'll just erase that, yeah, because that looks horrible. I was really trying to go for something else. I was trying to go for the, y'all remember this, the bucket hat. I was really trying to go for like the bucket hat. But anyway, I'm not an artist anyway, so you get the point. Now here's the problem. Willie, like many business owners, believes it's as simple as me putting a rod and reel, a hook, into the water, and I am going to catch as many fish as I could possibly catch. What's the problem with this? I'll give you guys a moment to tell me what's the problem. Okay. Now, the problem with this is, first off, Willie is not the only one, most likely at this fishing spot. So what I do know is, like many fishing spots, some real fishermen don't want to tell you nothing about where they fish, right? Why? Because they want all of the fish. I'm just drawing a bunch of hooks so y'all can get the point, right? But there's a lot more fishermen throwing hooks into this water. Now it's like they're pulling out all the fish. Okay. Now this particular pond is almost saturated. So at the end of the day, there's probably still fish here, but some of the fish, not everybody caught and released back. Some they pulled out, so you had to wait for the smaller ones to grow. So there's always fish here. Let's be very clear. There's not enough fishermen to take out all of the fish, but there's a lot of competition. And after a while, these fish get very wise. Right? I mean, listen, have you ever been fishing before? You'll know exactly what I'm telling you is true. I'm not a professional fisherman, but what I know is I've been fishing enough times. I've talked to enough people who are old heads with fishing. It's true. Fish will wise up to how they're getting caught. Now, in the same scenario, let's talk about if this wasn't fish. Now, all of a sudden, what if I took the fishermen out of the equation and let's say the natural predators of the water take over? All right, so now all of a sudden, let's go from a freshwater environment into a saltwater environment. So there's no more hooks, right? This is now a natural predator. What's a natural predator in the ocean? What do we think about? We think about shark, Jaws, right? So Jaws is all up in this piece. There's a Jaws over here, right? They're getting it in. If you've ever watched Shark Week on the Discovery Channel, they get it in. Now what happens is this is bloody water. I need you to follow me. I need somebody to hear me. If this was church on Sunday, I need to get an amen. Follow me. Because here's what 99%, I mean, that's probably a very, let's just say 95. That's probably a very realistic number. But 95% of entrepreneurs or business owners are doing this. They're operating in this. Why? How are you operating in this, Jay? Well, this is how you're operating in this. all you do is you post your Facebook story, you post on your Instagram story or your Facebook post or your Instagram post. Same thing. Listen, do you realize, first off, let's break that down. Let me push this back for a minute. Let's break that activity down for just a moment. Okay, man, this is crazy. Nobody has come on, man. I'm on this in this Zoom. Nobody has come on through the group. That's crazy, man. You know what? Groups be tripping me out, man. But let me see. Yeah, been on YouTube bumping. What's up, YouTube? Man, y'all never let me down. What's up? Man, what's up? Okay. Word to your mother. Let me take a little sip. All right. I'm back at it. So I'm looking out the window. My office here, I have windows on two sides. And I can see the street. Two people just ran. I heard some sirens, and I thought it was these two people, but they're actually just jogging. Anyway, let me get back to it. In this example, again, let me recap. Bloody water means everybody is in that same water feeding on the same fish. Okay, everybody's doing the same thing, an Instagram post, a Facebook post. Here's the other reason why that doesn't work well. Because that's the same people who already know what you're doing, who have already seen your stuff. They've already bought from you. And yes, does that have the potential? Can it bring in new customers? Absolutely. At a slow pace, however, at a slow pace, or it's just the same customers. This is why it's very difficult to scale any type of business when all entrepreneurs. This is why, you got to feel me on this. I don't know what a person came into this specific group, if you're watching through Zoom, to do in this group. But I hope you didn't come to just consume these videos, because what I do know is all you'll continue to do in your business is make the same strides with that best of 1% to 2% growth rate from year to year. That's facts. Let me look into the camera and tell you this real quick. At best, 1 to 2% doing the same thing this time next year if you do nothing else. So you can continue to play in the same water. You're going to get the same results. Now, let's talk about water B. Let me bring it back up a little bit closer because I want to make sure that you guys really get this. I like to make sure that, okay. Now, if in water A, it's bloodied because of all of the feeding, then what do you think water B is going to look like? Right? It's definitely going to be the opposite of that. So again, we're still going to have the same fish. We're going to have the same fish. All right. I'm just going to try and make a bunch of them real quick. Same fish. Okay. Same fish. You get the point, right? They're all up in this piece. They're all up in this piece. Fish, fish, fish. But the main difference between Ocean B and Ocean A is there's not as many sharks right here. Does it make sense? There's not as many sharks in Ocean B because not everybody knows how to catch or feed on the fish in Ocean B. In fact, you didn't even know this waterway existed. This plush, just full of all types of fish to feed on, you didn't know it was here. The other part about it is if there is a shark or two, there's not enough to take up. Listen, over here, like the sharks just kept coming in, and man, all the sharks now, they're right. But over here, even if there's a shark or two, there's still plenty of fish. So what a business has to figure out first is, how do I go from operating here in A, where I'm going to have limited income? I'm going to, you're competing. I mean, that's a nasty word, competition. It was a New Edition song, competition. Something like that, right? They talked about competition. I'm talking about competition. Competition is not your friend, though. But see, everybody wants to compete. This is what I know is true. I look in the groups. Listen, you guys are in business groups, I look at a person comes and listen, this is facts. This is what you need to pick up on right now. I look in these groups, and I don't know what group you're coming from. If it's a black business group, if you're watching this right now, guaranteed facts. If you're watching this through Zoom right now, if you're on YouTube, you're not. I mean, I don't know. You could be a black-owned business. It doesn't matter. But in the black-owned business, this is what I see in the groups. Somebody comes and asks for one person. ISO, in search of DJ. Man, 700 posts, 700 tags, yo. Like, do you realize by the time, listen, my thing is this. After the first 10 or 15, man, give up. Don't even put your, listen, don't even put your name on that. Because do you realize the customer's already figured it out? Other sad part about it is you just are validating exactly what I just said. Now, listen, I'm not telling y'all this because all of a sudden I've been operating above and beyond this. Listen, I know what's going on because I guarantee many of you who are in business now, I've done what you're trying to do. I've tried those methods years ago. Listen, anything that's online right now already had a offline origination. Okay. So let's talk about, let's give you an example. A closed Facebook group like the one you're in or the ones that you are in, right? If it's another business group or what have you, they're much like the Chamber of Commerce, right? The Chamber of Commerce has those networking. They're much like Toastmasters. They're much like all of these other business networking events. That's what private groups are. So all you're doing in those groups are meant to get around, pass around. Hey, my name is, hi, my name is, hey, my name is, right? That's what that's supposed to be. But what's happening is you have turned it into a competitive place for you to try to get your customers. So what I know is, man, you hungry as hell because when's the last time you got a fish? Right? Which is why there's, I'm exaggerating with the 700, but for real, think about that. If a person come and ask that question and you're number 15, 20, you're still tagging at 30, 40. I mean, come on, man. You're desperate. The other part about that is I know that is not really a business for you. It's more like a hobby. Now we'll talk about that in another video. Okay, but this is today. You got to understand that in Water A, this is 95% of entrepreneurs right here. This is why you can't get no further. This is why you can't break away from the daytime job and begin to really do what you want to do because the financial freedom isn't there. I know because I've already done it. I'm telling you this. Listen, I'm not getting into it on this video, but just go and search the YouTube channel. There's other videos out there. My story goes like this, Cliff Notes. This time last year, I was getting paid to train and develop on a corporate level, on a Fortune 500 level. I'm not now. Now, what is giving me the ability to continue my lifestyle? The ability to know that whatever business I was doing while still working my W-2, like many of you were doing right now, a couple of things that I did. Number one, I never gave up on myself. That's the number one thing. I never gave up on myself. I've always had the belief, but I figured out how to go from this to this. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to think about on today. So how do we determine what are our activities? Well, what are you currently doing now? Get out a piece of paper. Or matter of fact, just comment down below. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, I'm sorry, the Facebook group's going to get it too. But if you're on those live Zoom right now, you can just do it in the Facebook group. That's fine too. But comment right now. Leave all of the things you're doing right now with respect to your marketing and what you're going to see in later videos. You already know what's holding you back. You just don't know how to maneuver. So I read a lot of the, I put those questions in the front of the group for a reason, because that gives me as the teacher, okay, the ability to understand where people are coming, what's their knowledge as they're coming into um, to this group, right? What are you doing? What have you been doing? What's your industry, right? Some industries are going to operate a little differently. Now, listen, there's going to be a core base that everybody is going to start with, but as you build up, it's just like building a house, right? Not every house is built as a uh, two-story. Some are built as a ranch style. Some are three-story. Some have a basement, so their base level extends even further down below what you see on the surface. So listen, there's different ways to build a home. There's different square footages. There's different bonus rooms and all these things. All I'm saying is you are going to build your business based on your own plans, but you got to start with what are you currently doing now. So take out a sheet of paper or comment down below, what are you doing now? What's producing the same activities for you or the same results for you year after year? So for example, Facebook stories, I use Facebook post on Instagram, I do this, right? Write down all the things that you're doing. And what you're going to understand is you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. Now, we're going to still keep doing those things, but what you've got to do is understand that there's another body of water. There's another ocean where the fish are plentiful and the sharks are few. Okay. So as a Black business owner, man, listen, this is what I understand. My mother had her first retail shop. Okay. Now she was already, an entrepreneur. So I saw two sides of the fence, with respect to how I understand business works today and my involvement with business. One side of the fence, my mother, an entrepreneur, and someone who, I saw basically every day and went on summertime hustles. Of course, if everybody know about delivering phone books in the summertime, that's how I got all my little toys and stuff. That's how I bought my new bikes and Nintendo games and stuff, back in, we're talking about back in the 80s. But I saw business from a retail perspective, in the 80s and moving forward. And I understand how this works. And what I know from a Black owned business perspective is we're not operating on the same level with respect to, all of the marketing strategies that currently exist today. I know this to be facts. And one of the things that we've got to get out of is being so closed-minded that somebody wants to take advantage of your business and somebody wants to, this and that. Listen, what I know is that, money is no discriminator of man, woman, color. So it doesn't matter, how it comes to you. What you have to be willing to understand is you can only increase the amount of income you're making now when you take your knowledge to another level. And sometimes, baby, you got to think about it like this. If you don't already have the knowledge, what makes you think you're going to get it moving forward? By yourself. Right. So the other thing about that is, man, we got to stop being so, listen, this is why you're slow motion. This is why many Black owned businesses are this. I mean, a business group should just be for marketing, for networking, not, man, I got to put my post in it. And man, I hope somebody today posts looking for a florist. Man, I hope somebody today posts looking for a cake. Right? I mean, but that's how a lot of businesses, and so this is why you can't make the transition. So on today's short video, short training, I really just want to have this conversation with you. This is real. Okay. So how do you begin to make consistent monthly income online, whether it be just simply educating people about your product or service, or trying to create a platform or a sales funnel for people to enter into your business and come out on the other end a paying customer? You got to understand this. Okay, you got to understand this. So on today, take advantage of this video and really stop and think to yourself, what are the things that I'm doing right now? Do the exercise. I'm not going to steer you in the wrong direction, but what you have to understand is I'm doing these in a series. I'm not just talking shit. I'm doing these in a specific series of how I need you to start thinking about your business. So in the next video, we're only going to build on this. So please take advantage of this. All right. All right. So with that being said, man, no questions. I don't see any questions. Hell, nobody even came on the live from the Zoom. Frida, what's going on, Sister Frida? Never saw her face. Never saw her video. Never saw her face or her sound. So it's all I know. Sister Frida, you might just be recording the brother. I don't know.
I'm not recording
Oh,
you.
okay, cool.
I'm
That's what I saw.
working and I was
Yes.
cooking dinner. So
Thank
no,
you.
I'm not recording you. I would not do that.
Okay, it's all good. And
No
I'm just making
problem.
light. I'm just making light.
I know. I've
Thank
enjoyed
you,
everything
sister,
so
for
far.
participating. So Sister Frida, let me ask you this a couple questions. So first, what you cooking?
What's up? I made a fish sandwich and a shrimp po' boy.
Okay. Okay, I like that. So are you a chef?
No.
Okay. You just
My
cooking
mom.
good. You just cooking good.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sister Frida, so let's talk a little bit then. I mean, listen, this is actually I'm gonna tell you right now, the universal God made this video just for you, right? Because this typically is not what I will be doing, but because you're here and let's talk about it. So tell me your business.
I have several.
Okay.
The one that this caught my eye, I have a project coming up, a platform, a tech platform.
Okay, so like an app, like you looking to download apps or just service.
No, it provides a service. It would be a
Okay.
streaming platform.
Okay. Like so you said a SaaS. Got you. Okay. So tell me what your thought plan is then with respect to how you're going to operate. So you've been listening to
Oh,
what we just
wait,
talked
I
about
didn't know
here.
that's where you were going. I'm sorry. So let's go to another business of mine.
Okay.
I didn't know, I didn't realize what you were about to do. I'm a publicist and I a business consultant. And I do crisis management, publicity, and small business consulting, preferably.
That last part you cut off right after preferably.
Hello?
Okay. Yep. I'm here.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm leaning toward separating some things and offering specials for smaller or mid-sized businesses.
Okay.
And that's why I came here to look at the digital marketing part of that and just to
Okay.
see. I
Perfect.
also am a manager and publicity to a few celebrities, and
Okay.
we need to understand digital marketing before we hire people.
Oh, true. Okay. Perfect then.
So
Okay.
that
So the universe is aligned then, right? So this is a perfect opportunity. And all of those that you're talking about, right? I have experience in. So one of the things I will tell you, right? All of these services with respect to the publishing, the ability to um, put your celebrities where they need to be with respect to engagement, things of that nature. What a lot of businesses don't do, Sister Frida, is they're not positioning themselves, in other words, leveraging online. And that's really why I started this group. They're not leveraging to be able to stop this competition piece. So did that make sense what I was saying on this video?
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely. I use it in
perfect.
my everyday business, so it was very helpful for me. A lot of people aren't teachable and don't stay teachable. We've probably been in the game the same amount of years, but this
Okay,
was extremely helpful.
perfect. Thank you.
It's the
Okay.
exact same thing. I don't One of my strongest clients isn't an A-list celebrity, and we had over what 25, 30 million engagement over social media the last month
Okay.
because of this type of stuff with the very thing you just said,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it increased engagement
Okay.
like that.
Now let me ask you this question: with the engagement, is your goal
Mhm.
just create engagement, or are you actually producing additional streams of income for your clients?
Yeah, we're doing that. We're about to release some content
Okay.
that's paid, and then we just shot some content for pay-per-view.
Okay.
Not for pay-per-view, but for a pay-per-view model.
Right. Like a fans only type deal where you have a subscription or something like that.
Yes and no, but all of that is going to be run through us right now
Okay.
before we connect with one of those types of things.
Okay. So if you're doing some of the things that we've talked about, then you'll probably, once we get to talking about the structure of the sales funnel, I don't know if you're using those. It sounds like maybe you already are with respect to producing additional streams of income, because you gotta throw them into something and get them to take action somehow or another. So it sounds like you're doing something like that already.
Yes, my
Okay.
brain just isn't as organized as yours, so I like continual learning because
Okay.
we do those types of things, and I actually teach, but I don't teach this. I teach from a media and publicity standpoint to other
Got you.
publicists.
Got you. Okay.
So
All right.
sometimes I need to get this
Okay. Are
for
you here
me
in the
and my
Charlotte market?
businesses. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna need to get with you because I need to get some more physical view. I've been really a background guy, right? So nobody's ever really seen my face. Nobody's ever really seen me as an upfront guy. Part of the reason was because I also had, for the last decade, as a Fortune 500 trainer, there were some things that I was not allowed to do outside of, if that makes sense, right? So I was kind of held
Yes.
down by the man, but clearly I'm not doing that now. But what I want to be able to do, and we can talk a little bit more about this, is I really want to be able to get on some interview platforms locally here in the area. I mean, I live in Fort Mill,
Mhm.
so but I want to get in on some things. So we can talk a little bit more about that. Do you think that's something
Okay.
maybe you could help me with?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's break it down real quick. One of the things that we'll talk about in this group specifically is when we get to the sales funnel. The sales funnel is what takes this out of the equation. Okay, so when we get away from the bloody waters, the shark infested competitive waters, and we move here, we're moving over here because we really put the same hooks in this water, but what we did was we yanked out those fish and threw them in our own lake, if that makes sense, right? And how we did that was just like in a regular funnel, right? I'm just going to show you this out of just trying to finish this concept so you can maybe go and do something with it between now and the next video I do. But in that funnel aspect, right? I'm dropping people in because what I do know is at some particular point somebody got to drop out the bottom, right? So I've been in sales for a long time before even this online game, and that was the one thing that I realized early. It was like, okay, just because you got one prospect doesn't mean jack. So you need to go get a whole bunch of them, because some qualify, some don't. But at the end of the day, with respect to the clients that we're trying to bring over, whatever those additional income sources are, you already know some are going to fall out along the way. And so what you really want to be thinking
Okay.
about is
I'm
how can
sorry.
you, yep,
Can you go back to the top of the sales funnel? So those are sources of income, clients, types of what
good
define
question.
that?
So these are potential clients, potential customers that you're going to
Okay.
throw into this funnel, pulling them out of the same water.
Gotcha.
And your sales funnels are just going to be structured according to whatever it is you're pulling them out of the water to do, right? So okay, so let's break it down. So you said you were a publisher, correct? Or you have a book?
No, publicist. I'm
Publicist.
a
I'm sorry. Okay.
public relations professional.
Okay.
Well, you can just say comms because I do more crisis and strategy work
Okay.
now.
Do you have anything physical right now? Like a physical, I can email this to you. I can send this to you. Like
As
what
far
type of
as for
baits? Like what type of
sales,
baits? Well, just
I
a bait,
don't
right?
use them.
Because
I never use them. I have, I don't,
okay.
I've never had to. So, but when I look at a different type of clientele,
Hmm.
now I have to do the things that I've taught, and I didn't teach them like this, and digital wasn't around. I don't even have a bait. I hate the fact that other publicists have websites. So I so there's
Okay.
certain services that I would offer, and that's it.
Got you.
So you're
Okay.
even you saying a bait, I'm like, oh shit, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be needed
Yeah.
for this particular
Yeah.
thing.
In fact, I will tell you now, in full transparency and honesty, it will be difficult for you to not get blend. I was watching what was this movie? I'm trying to make this make sense to you. I was watching. My son was watching Mowgli. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. Okay, but Mowgli was that old Jungle Book back in the day. I don't know how old you are. I'm 43.
40.
So Mowgli was trying to get up out of there from Shere Khan, right? And he grabbed onto the buffalo and blended in. He got up out of there, right? And Shere Khan didn't have a clue where it was. He said, "Man, I need to, you go find Mowgli." Your business is the same thing, right? So if you don't do something with a bait, some way to bring them in, you're gonna be blending in with the rest of that herd as they move on, and it will be very difficult for you to do business with the type of client and perhaps the price point that you're looking to be at without it. So one of the things then is we'll be talking about that bait piece, but I'm gonna show you this value ladder because this is exactly with every client. I've worked with a lot of dentists, in Charlotte, a lot of chiropractors too. And one thing I'll tell you is this is all they have. So can you see this ladder fairly decent? All
Hmm.
right. So this is what we will refer to in the biz as a value ladder. Okay. So basically what's happening here is this value ladder is going up, right, in two different directions. Okay. And so in a business perspective, here's what needs to happen with any business model. It doesn't matter if you've got 15 different businesses, and I have several different sources of business that I do the same thing with, but the goal is you want to bring somebody in on a very low level to damn near free offer. Free actually works best. I figured that out. Um, and even when people were saying free and they were telling me free back in 2015, I wasn't doing free. And now let me just put you like now I do free. Okay. But the reason for it is because I was also able to bring out other features or other things that I could continue to sell. So when I asked you before about are you producing additional streams of income, that's all we do, right? So a chiropractor comes in and he's on Groupon running off with, 65. I'll give you an example. One exam, one x-ray, initial findings, 15-minute massage, $65. You've seen them, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. But they have nothing else to sell them when they get there. So the problem is most businesses are operating off of a Groupon mentality and don't even know it. The difference is though Groupon takes 50% of his money. It's just not taking 50% of the average person's uh, money coming in, but it's still the same mentality. Why? Because the person's coming in and they're only giving this. When the value ladder says, okay, I'm going to sell you this, and then I'll sell you this, and then I'll sell you this. Ultimately, it's because I need to be doing business with the person I want to do business with, right? So I have another group. I'm teaching this philosophies in a much more in-depth structure.
Mhm.
But the problem is here. Most people don't know how to get from here to here because they don't know how to create the value ladder. So one thing I'll
Gotcha.
tell you is if you can start creating the value ladder for your clients, and all you need to be able to do is take different funnels, okay? All this stuff, man, I teach all this. I'm teaching all this in this group. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I mean, it's whatever person wants to get out of it. But you want to drop people in at different levels, right? So I bring them in free. Boom, I drop them in. Doesn't mean he's coming out the bottom. Okay, well, but maybe he levels up. Okay, boom, got him here. Boom, but that doesn't mean he comes out again, right? So each step of the way, this ascension which is one of the. So I don't know if you saw the video that I did in the group. It is related to the 8 steps to the customer acquisition cycle. I would
I
highly
don't
suggest
think
you go watch.
so, but I saw the
You,
I scrolled in. I just got in a couple of days ago, so I
okay,
haven't looked at everything.
go watch that video. That will
That's
help you.
customer acquisition, you said?
It's the yeah 8 steps to the well, it's not eight. I mean, there's typically there's eight. We just watch the video; it'll make sense. But
Okay.
it's the customer acquisition cycle, and
Okay.
basically, it's how do we bring the customer in? One of the steps is ascension, meaning what else can I sell you? So if you're my
Got
client, I
you.
bring you in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring you in. Most of my clients will pay what they pay me because of all of the stuff that I already pretty much gave them for
Yeah.
free, which they turned around and was able to put a value or could measure. So in your deal, what you really want to be able to do to produce income streams and to solidify your long-term relationship with your clients is you want to do the same thing, right? And so when we
Okay.
teach it, I'll be teaching you ClickFunnels. Are you familiar with ClickFunnels?
No.
Okay, you
Unless that
got to be.
now ClickFunnels as it relates to digital.
hmm Online.
No.
So ClickFunnels is the number one has been with no other competitor, even though they've tried, has been able to smash them. The number one sales funnel production SaaS on the market today. Okay, on the market today, and I've been using it for six years. So it took me that long.
And
Took me
so
that long to
you
figure
use
it
it
out.
for different projects or just one? So like
Mm-mm.
if we're talking about my stuff here, but one of my projects is that particular streaming platform, when we're ready to launch, that's what I can use something like that. That's a platform.
Yeah. So that particular
Okay.
platform, well, how we use it, okay, is I have some clients that would prefer I create the sales funnel for them and I
Mhm.
house it. Okay. Then there's individuals like yourself who could get your own SaaS, your own membership with them, which monthly is how it goes. It's a continuity, and you can with the big boy package, you can create if you can create a million sales funnels, you can create a million sales funnels. Now, what some other clients will do is they will try it out, right? They don't go straight to the top, which I would highly recommend you do. And once I get to teaching that in this particular group, which will probably be next week, I'll probably be teaching that next week because there ain't really a lot to. Once you get a basic understanding of this, then the rest of it is structure, and then we're just going to get into building out landing pages. But you could start building out landing pages. I'm actually going to build. So when I do it, I'm actually going to be building and taking some examples, and anything that I do, I'm going to push to you all so you all can download them. But if you'll wait, I'll be able to set you guys up with a free period, a free trial. So you ain't got to
Okay.
jump out here and start paying money until you actually can get customers coming in. So that's one of the things we'll talk about. But I'll show you how to do that. And that's all you do. Since you just value ladder this thing out, right? So this person comes in let me this is what I did with the chiropractor. They came in on the Groupon. He figured out what was going on. He got him in he was doing healthy eating thing that we created. He got them in on another monthly continuity massage plan that we created. We got them in on for diabetic patients. We added like 5 streams of additional income that he did not have. And well, you know what? I can't show that to you. But I'll try to clean it up
Mm-mm.
maybe
I
on my
live
next
in a
time.
world of NDAs, so don't. If
Okay.
I'm not supposed to see it, I don't want to.
No, I wasn't gonna show it to you anyway because it's got some financial stuff on there that I'm not at liberty to share. But basically what we did was in this example, we stopped running Groupon. We built out all these sales funnels and other things that I've kind of jumped ahead with about in this topic. But we built out the sales funnels with the spike in the new value ladder, and then we just ran ads based on different things. And so the first week, I think we did $150 in ad spend, and that ad spend brought in roughly about 28,000 in income.
Subscribers or
Income for him for what he was offering. So he was offering basically
got
the
you. He
same
was offering a
Groupon deal,
product. Okay.
but he
Would
brought
you
him
use
in.
that same type of thing for subscribers? Like for a
Uh,
creative
yeah, so
streaming
you could do the same. You
platform?
could do the same thing. Another thing when you're talking about just getting subscribers is you want to give something free to get subscribers, right? And so, but you could do the same thing. That's exactly how we do.
So
So
like
we
if
build
we
sales
did
funnels for
a
everything.
7-day trial
Absolutely. That's why I
and
asked
then
if you were
do,
doing an app thing because that's common. That's
yeah,
what we
because
do.
it's an app, and that's the thing, it's an app, but it's a content streaming app.
Mm,
So basically, it's a genre focused YouTube title combined for inspirational music.
okay. Okay.
So it's just that genre, but it's going to benefit the creators more
Okay.
than it will anybody. Right now, nobody black that owns, no, first of all, black gospel people don't own their own stuff.
No. Facts.
Pastors are on the Word Network and like all of these different networks,
Thank you.
and
None
they're
owned
paying
by
other
us.
people to, yeah. So our
Good.
platform is almost finished, but I'm in the content phase. And as soon as I get from the content phase to let my developers know how much they have and when we can launch, it's of course depending on how much content I dump on them. But then I'm going straight into this phase. So I'm building out these numbers that you're saying now. I'm building those out now. And I'm trying to figure out whether to pay a digital marketer, whether to do it myself, because it's not, I've done marketing for years. So I think that's why I was asking about that particular site. And I would probably have you do that. Like just like you said, didn't you say you have clients that would just rather you log
Oh
in?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, like the chiropractor, for example, he's like just whatever. Like, what do you charge me, Jay, per month? And let's just get it popping
Got
like
you.
that. So
Okay.
you have some that want that. Then you have some that want their own account and they want me to build the funnels in their account, and we just do everything else. But they just want their account. Either way, right? We're a
Yeah.
no. I'm a no pressure because I do this really um to educate now, right? So I've been able to, sister, just to be honest with you, like, you know, I was the brother who, you hustle, but you still check the check, you're doing all these things. And I realized that it was the scripture was true. My people perish, or depending on the version you're reading, I like the one that says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but that was truth, right? And so what I basically did was I went and got the knowledge. And what I understand now is that's the one thing that us as a people are missing. So my mission when I put that out there was really not to do anything other than to really help y'all in the process of building something that y'all can call your own, and we can stop trying to, you know, because a lot of them, says I'm pretty sure some other black-owned business owners, but it's really their hobby. It ain't really
Yeah.
what they doing,
A
and
lot of them.
it's only a hobby because they don't know how to turn it into a livelihood. So
Yes.
everything that I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you without a shadow of a doubt. You can do it. You'll be able to do it. But I will be honest with you, it's a lot. The learning curve for some, if you don't have just the time to just spend on it, it can be very steep. Okay. But at the end of the day, you know, whatever you want to do, you let me know on your time, and we can talk through whatever strategy you want to talk through, and whatever makes sense for you. I'm cool with it. But I don't want you to get discouraged, because a lot of this I do know creates cognitive dissonance, specifically when you start talking about building out landing pages and this bait. And so I get it. But I just want you to to just know that regardless, whatever it is, I'm gonna help you, whether you choose to use me as a service provider or not. I just want to see y'all
Mhm.
successful. So
So would I be able to suggest people to the group, because this is the part of consulting that I don't do for my clients. I don't teach this. I
to
don't work with them with this. I'm strategic. I stop at this point. Like I can explain this and we surface this, but I don't sit with them through this process. So would I be able to send them to you like I'm coming to you for, just sort of further education, or would you do client share? What does that look like?
well, I mean, listen, we I'm not opposed to white labeling it so it appears as if you're providing the service.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I don't have to be on the forefront, to be honest with you, sis. I can do whatever you need to do. So if it's something where you have clients and you say, okay, I can provide this, I can provide that, and we can strategize what that needs to look like for you, we could do it that way.
Oh no, but
Or if
even
you
your group, the education group, can I send like is it a private group? What
no,
is
yeah,
it?
you can send them there too. That is yeah, this is a
Okay,
it's a private with respect to, you got to request to get in it, but I'm not opposed to any other black owned business being a part. That's why I got it.
cool.
Yeah, that's why I got it. But,
Okay.
but what I'm saying is if it's something where you say I don't want to farm this off, or I don't want to, again, right here, this is what we're talking about, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in your business model, you could still create that as a service, but all you're gonna do is just say, okay, Jay, I got this particular person. This is what they're looking for. Provide that service to them, and you've charged your fee, and you've paid me my fee. But at the end of the day, they happy with your service. We could do it that way too. So it's whatever you want to do. I'm
Which
happy
would
either
you
way.
would if you're in there if you're doing that, what would you say do? Would you say do that way?
Well,
Because I'm
it's
not gonna
different
lie, I do it anyway and I don't get paid for it. Like the reason why I am here is because
because you.
quantifying myself and I don't even I couldn't even start with a resume right now. Like I just told you, I just got 30 million in engagement in 35 days and I'm overwhelmed.
Okay, feel you.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So I'm looking at it like, hmm, what would this is actually my biggest opportunity
Absolutely, absolutely.
is getting that letter, like you said, getting up the ladder.
Yeah,
But for me, it's quantifying that
right, right. I feel you. I know
because I
exactly what
do
you mean.
it. I just don't quantify it.
Okay. Um.
Not well. I do, but I could do better. Could do a lot
mhm.
better.
So here's what we could maybe strategize and talk a little bit more about, where we can schedule some more time. Um, let's look at your business now
Hmm.
from an awareness perspective. So if let's do this. You said you're here in the Charlotte market, right?
Hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna are you cool if I just message you my phone number, and then you can just let me know
Yeah,
in the next few days what's a good day and time to Zoom?
yeah. Or I can send. You want me to? It
Or
doesn't
if you want to,
matter. I
well,
have a
actually, you
link.
could
You
just.
can. You want
I
me to
didn't know
just drop
if you were
my
a place you could
scheduling
type or
link
whatever.
in June in the here? I'll drop my scheduling link in the chat.
Okay,
And
that'll work.
if I have to be, the only thing about it is if I have to be in front of a computer, because my timing is fine, but
Being in
I
front of a
don't know what
computer is
type of
not.
yeah, I don't know what type of presenter you are. Like if you have to see
Well, that will.
the
Well,
pay
thank you for telling me
attention,
that, because what I will do
because
then
I'm not
is,
that person. Like I can
yeah.
do this on the you wouldn't even have to do a Zoom unless you wanted to record it for content purposes.
No, so here's what we'll do. We'll still do a Zoom. All I need to be able to do is share my screen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't need you to. Yeah, I don't need you to share your screen at all.
Okay.
So that'll work. And then yeah, I got it right here. Okay, cool. Okay, bet.
And then I'll put my email.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. And which one would you want me to select with respect to meeting?
It depends the timing really. So it depends. You can do a creative session or a do either a creative session or a writing session.
Okay, yeah, because typically 45 to about an hour is
Mm.
usually just so I can get a
Those are
better
my longer
understanding.
ones. I think it might be a PR one that's an hour or hour and 30. But
All right. Okay, cool. All right. I will I'm just gonna look back at my schedule. Yes, your PR consultation. Okay, cool. Let me look at my schedule for let me look at the first part of next week, because I'm actually looking at right now as we speak. So I'm gonna schedule most likely for the 15th. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with you now.
okay.
And then I'm gonna set it up for in the morning, only because I'm already, and
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta.
cool. Whenever you do it, it's gonna show up on my calendar as I accepted it anyway.
All right, cool. And then I'll just send you the Zoom link, that's cool. Or how did you want me to?
You can put it in the note, or just put it on the calendar invite.
Okay.
Or if you send it to me now, I'll just pop it in the calendar invite.
Okay, cool. All right.
Because I think the one that's in there, it's for my Zoom. So
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
All right, and I'll still reach out to you through the messenger as well, so you'll have that. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
And
Well, that's
that's
what's
my
up, sister.
contact information.
Okay, that you just put in the
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Okay. Okay, perfect.
Because I don't know what other people see on the other side of that
Nothing. You
calendar
can't
invite.
see, yeah, you can't see anything from the administrator spot. Matter of fact, you're the only one in this particular link anyway, so nobody sees Jack.
Oh,
And then on the YouTube side, I've already shut that off, so we're good. All right, sister. Well, that's what's up. I appreciate really just your time and participating. And like I say, I've always told people, I said, man, sometimes my message is always sometimes maybe just for one. And this could have just been tonight, because
yeah.
the other part about it was I really wasn't even planning on doing the live, but I said, man, you know what? Let me go ahead on and I done put this post up here and let me go ahead on and make it happen. And so it was for you. It was for you. It was for you.
Yeah. Cool.
So, all right, cool. So we will let's talk on next week and make sure you have any questions for me. And let's lay out what I'm gonna really want to talk about is get a better understanding of how you're wanting to push out the platform. Give me an idea of what type of bait that you're okay. You mentioned a free week trial. That's an excellent bait. Anything free
Mhm.
like that is always great. But then we can look at some other things too, right? So we can look at outside of the box. What are people like gravitating towards with respect to um, opt-ins? Because the other part of it is when we talk about all of this landing page stuff back here, this only works when a person actually is willing to give their name, email, phone number, something like that. So those are the
Mhm.
things that we really got to strategize and figure out what are the best. Then once we get them in, we can figure out, we can tweak here and there how the funnel needs to
See, and
work.
that's what I'm trying to figure out because it's subscription
Yep.
and it's content. So do you do the pre-sale? Do you do the early whatever Disney? I studied what Disney did, and I think Tidal, Apple Music did it once. Well, they did it. They did it for 3 months and accepted subscribers for like 2 or 3 months, and that was a really long time. Like,
And then just, yeah, I do remember that. And then they just turn them into automatic bill after that, right?
yeah,
I think that's
but that's
probably
a
your best
long
bet.
time.
Well, but see, the thing about those is, the reason why they do that is just because a lot of those are JVs. They have big pockets backing. So they're doing that because what they do know is this: the conversion rates are always higher when a person has gone into their 60th day of something that they've been using consistently. All right. So I'll give you an example. If a person went to a gym and that gym gave them 60 free days of a membership in 60 days, if that person is using it, that person has seen results, that person is going to pay to stay at that gym. So that's why that
Gotcha.
works. Now, do you have to do that time frame? Absolutely not. And I think you could probably figure it out in 14 days, whether or not this is a platform you want to subscribe to or not. What's your have you already figured out your monthly, your continuity rate?
We're doing that now. Well,
Okay.
the the subscription, yeah, we have that.
Okay. Is it just one level of subscription or is there multiple levels?
Right now, one,
Okay.
because of the user. The That genre, and we've worked in the entertainment industry a while,
Hmm.
that genre is hard,
Okay.
hard. They don't buy records. A number
Okay.
one record, a number one gospel record on Billboard, number one, may sell 6,000, 4,000 copies, 10,000 copies.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Unless it's Kirk, Mary Mary, and they skate. Like if you look at his last, number one, streams are different, but if you look at like records sold, totally different. So those names, a few of those names go up, but just to get a number one record, no,
Mm.
you don't have to have now. Definitely.
Do you have the ability to? Do you have influencers at your?
That's what I'm working on. I'm doing um, a content marketing conversation to get the content and some of those people to be influencers.
So I can definitely give you uh, two good plugs right here in Charlotte on that. I mean, um, we could talk more about that, but Prayer Deliverance Tabernacle. I don't know if you're familiar with Roger Green, Connie Green.
Hmm.
They definitely have a great platform. I mean, he's been on. Roger Jr.'s been on the like them all the major networks. You feel me? So I know he's got, and then he's been on the Les Brown circuit. Matter of fact, he and I are working
Mm,
together right now on creating a membership site for a course that he wants to create from one of his books. So that's one, man. And I'll introduce you. Listen, at the end of the day, that's what we got to do out here. So let's talk a little bit more about it next week.
cool.
That way I can get a better idea of how I can assist you, and you tell me how you want to be assisted.
Okay. Cool. That
Because
works.
by day I do this, but by day, like I say, I'm an insurance producer. I'm educating on living benefits. I'm educating on the living will, the last will and testament, and
Hmm.
tax-free retirement. So this is I love this as much as I love that, but I have experience. I've been a student of this, and I have spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure out how to earn income online, and now I'm doing it. So my thing is, what is it for me to share with another person how to prosper, how to use these strategies that work. We just don't use them. We just ain't talking about it, because when we get on, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to share. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
what
that's
I
why
know.
I'm doing the free consults for Black businesses, but can't do free. Well, I can do free, but they're so different.
Trust. Yeah, I mean, I know.
Like I offered a customer retention class and nobody, it was probably a group of 20 something thousand people. Nobody said a word, but none of them have good reviews. So, like I said, that's why I'm here because
Yeah.
those types of things are
Yeah.
totally different. Like I was trained in Disney with customer retention. I can teach that class in my sleep.
Uh huh.
And
Uh huh.
it literally takes me no time.
Yeah.
Deck's been done. Good.
Yeah. 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 And
And I
the other thing
refuse
too.
to not buy Black. So I get pissed off when I don't get good service and I offer it for free.
Mm, isn't that something? Isn't that something?
So
Yeah.
might as
I
well
feel you.
charge.
Yeah. 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 You're right. And that weeds them out that weeds them out all together
Yeah.
right there. But it is what it is. Our message will reach those who want it, and those who will be appreciative of it. And so
I
this
think
is,
right now people want it.
yeah, yeah. Well,
I
we'll see.
do.
We'll see. So far, you're the only one on this end out of that whole group, right?
Right?
So,
Oh,
so
I saw that. I was like,
I
wow,
told my
okay.
homeboy yesterday. I said, man, listen, I could give a person, if a person wanted it, I could give a person, if they really needed it, $10,000. But my thing is, you ain't gonna do nothing but blow it. So I can show you how to make the 10,000. But when you
Rather do
when you
that.
tell a person how to do that, then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, you mean I got to do work? So, so whatever, it is what it is. But we'll continue this conversation for sure, for sure. And I look forward to it for sure. And I hope I can help you. I really do.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely, sister. Will you be
That
blessed?
works.
And if you got anything
You as
between
well.
now and then, just contact me. I'll send my information over to your phone here in a minute.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, be blessed, sister. You have a good night.
You too. Bye
Okay,
bye.
thank you.